Let me change my chat. This is a good time to change my chat. All right. I am going to wait for some folks to get on here, and we are going to talk about some backing. Let's see. Morning, Pat. Here it is. I just wanted to read about something here that was brought to my attention yesterday. All right, so let's go over. Let's go. I'm going to come and I'm going to bring a stack of stuff to do here while we wait. Do you ever sleep? I did. I slept quite a bit. I went to bed last night at 8 o'clock, I think. And I just got up not too long ago. About 5:15 maybe. I'm just gonna be working on these, get these off my my to-do list. And yesterday I had gotten a lot done. I had the quilt done. Just waiting on a couple of folks. I know that some are gonna be coming in here, and it is all gonna be about the back and the tops. So this is what I use this for. Oops, sorry. We caught a lot of snow. We ended up with a lot of snow. That's all I can say. I didn't believe it, but we did. We sure did end up with a lot of snow. So I used this as my template last time. For the dog beds. And it was okay, but it could have been just a smidge bigger. So I'm actually going to take the template and take my quarter, about my ½ inch mark here, and just go around it. I'm still going to use it as my template. That side is good. Oh, I have to put on my other glasses because I can't read. What are you doing first thing this morning? Here we go. So I have my one doggy bed done, and I'm just going to trim these down. As you can see, next to my doggy beds, I have my fabric for my ginger quilter box. I'm going to give this a quick press. Okay, here we go. So this one doesn't need much Doing about a 1/4 inch extra if I got it. What are you working on, Pat? Are you just working on some more of those quilts of valor? I'm going to talk to them today about backing, and remind me, it's okay for you to remind me about telling them that you have the backing for quilts of valor that can be purchased at Soft Squares. Here we go. It is a Sunday morning. We got about, oh, I would say we got about a lot. I don't even know. My son plowed the driveway in the middle of the night and he's gonna be leaving out there. I would say when I went to bed, we had about over 6 inches, and then it continued snowing overnight. So we did get quite a bit still snowing out there. It is still snowing, so definitely is a sew-in day. Yesterday I long-armed quite a bit. So some of these I could keep, because some of these are still can be used for scraps. Oh, everybody's sleeping in this morning, or they lost power because the storm totally did take the power out for people. I am making, right here, you could use these as placemats, or I'm using these as doggy. They're called Kennel quilts I'm working on. And it's an organization in which you can send this size. Let me see. I have the paper right here. Here it is. Kennel quilts. You can go ahead and send this size to these different organizations, and they're just basically pet mats. That's what I'm doing this morning. Right now I'm just trimming them, getting ready for them to be sewn into the mats with some batting. Here's another one. These I think are trimmed down and ready to be, yes, those are good. Morning, Sharon. I'm working on Barn Star sampler blocks with tulip pink fabric. Ooh, that sounds good. Hello, cutie cats. Hello, Linda. Okay, so all my peeps are coming in now. I am just, right now, just getting these kennel quilts ready for today. This is my thing. I want to get these done today. By now, they're probably, California might not need them, so I might have to go back on the website and check out where to send these. With my machine being on that Fritz situation, it really kind of affected how I had things moving. And we had lots of snow overnight, lots of snow. Good morning, Dawn. So Lisa's live has been canceled this morning, and Deb should be going on in her place this morning. So we should definitely go over and support Deb over at her channel. And let's see. We had a bit of snow in St. Louis. I've been playing with curves this weekend. Oh, that's so much fun. I love to play with curves. I haven't done that in a while. I'm honestly, I'm happy that I'm getting some stuff knocked out that I needed to get knocked out this week. So I am tickled pink. Yesterday I got back into the groove of long arming, and I did that. It's so funny. I procrastinate, and then when I start, I'm like obsessed, and then I just keep going and going and going, and that's what I did yesterday. And I needed to, because I needed to get some stuff done. I'm planning to do the same. I'm planning on to finish up that 5-yard quilt. It is going to be finished up, and it's going to be finished up on a video. I really need to have a little bit more focus, but at least you got to see how things are opened, and you will see the finished product. I will do it, but I will be doing it on a video where I have more control if I need to shut it off. There we are. And the last one that I need to Right, this part is done. Good. Shut off my iron, flip this over, and see what we got going on. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I made a total of 12 of these. And I just need to do 12 backs. Let's see. Good morning, Aisha. Curve Appeal arrived on Friday, tested the process for the first time, have done half of the mosaic. Oh, wow. It is what one of the new releases, or is this pattern from a 5-yard? Wait, it is one of the new releases, or is it a pattern from 5-yard book? No, it's Curve Appeal is the book. I have it. It's over here. It's a 3-yard quilt. This is it. Curve Appeal. All right. Now I am waiting on some folks in particular that had the question about the 5-yard book. That's the 5-yard book, okay? And the backing, how to do the backing on it. And they had a good question. They posed to me that they had a yard of one fabric, another yard of another, a half a yard here and half a yard there, but mostly, and then a 2-yard cut, or something like that. So I didn't really have an answer to them because they were telling me, I'm guessing in the book here, let's see, under backing, it says that they cut 5 yards of fabric to create 2 44 by 90 long inch pieces. They trim off the selvages on one side of the piece. They sew a half an inch seam allowance and then sew the 2 pieces together to make an approximate piece of 90 by 90. Now, you can go to their free goodies tab on fabriccafe.com, excuse me, and they will give you diagrams for all that. But is not here yet. It is ordered. And they asked how can they place all that kind of fabric. When I do things, I do a lot of scrappy backings. I don't even think about it because I think if I think about it, then I'm going to obsess about it. So I just start literally taking a pile of big scraps, which is what I did yesterday. I went into my wovens bucket and just started like grabbing big pieces, like really big pieces. And I just kind of stuck it on there next to my machine and I just puzzled them on there. Does it look fabulous? I don't know. I really don't even think about it. They're passive forward quilts. If I was selling the quilt, I probably would use a continuous yardage. But even for the ones I sell, I have taken like fat quarters. So you could take fat quarters, iron them all, see, like this. And this is iron because I'm about ready to cut up the ginger quilter box. So that can be sewn. So the person isn't on here. I hate to start this before they're here. But I'm not doing the 7 o'clock because the 7 o'clock slot is for Deb. All right. So like here, okay, here, let's go here. Here I have a half a yard. So you could just theoretically come in here and start with this half yard, right? And you know you need double this, right? Because you want to go 90. So maybe I take this half yard and I find another half yard and put it next to it. Or maybe I take this half yard, put this half yard in the center, right? And then take some of my fat quarters and add them on the sides. And this is just playing. Just an idea. Okay, and then I would sew. Good morning, Catherine. Let me go back further. So then I would sew these pieces together. Let's say now, she said she had a half yard. I mean, a full yard. Now, maybe I take that full yard and I put one up there and then put some sides and then one down here. And then I have this band. Maybe I chop up that 1 yard and cut it in the center and then stitch on the side and just put one long strip there and one long strip there. I hope this is making sense. But basically, you're the designer of your backing. If you do not have a solid color for backing, you are your designer. You could just simply take fat quarters and sew them up and make a backing. You could take your yard cuttage, your yard cut that in 4, make it into fat quarters, mix them up, and then make a backing. Well, maybe I would put this one here. Let's see. Maybe I'd put this one here. All right. And then maybe like have this one here. There's all sorts of ways of doing backing. Good morning, Deb. Good morning. So when you have backing, I'm just going to actually leave this up here in case the person comes on. They know I'm doing this morning. There's so many ways you can just do a backing if you do not have the exact 5 yards that is called for in these 5-yard quilt books, okay? No, now I'm going to start showing you some things that I've done yesterday. So, remember we made this together yesterday morning. We did this together. And here it is. It needs to be washed, and then I'm going to deliver it to him later on. So here it is. I did a big, I did a big, thick, I think this was 6.5 up here. And then I did a 2.5 on the side. But this is what it turned out like, okay? And it goes all the way down. Now, when we look at the back, so basically you take fat quarters to make backings. I never thought of that. Thanks, that would have saved a lot of money not buying batting. Well, you still need to buy batting. You mean backing, to buy big piece backing? Yeah. You can use it. Now look at this. Like I said, I went into that bucket. I had just grabbed all those pieces. Like here, I'm going to show you. Like if I need to make a second backing, let's say I have another quilt top woven. Okay, these are big, nice big chunky pieces. I don't know what sizes they are, but they're big chunky pieces. I'll come in here and I'll say, oh, here's another big chunky piece, okay? And I'll just throw that out over in that pile. Here's another big chunky piece and another one. And then I just take them, sew them up. I just sew them up. Don't think about it. Just go for it. I find 2 pieces that kind of match. It's like a puzzle. You find 2 pieces that match, you put a seam. You go in another, you put another piece in, you put a seam in there, and now that one is waving, right? Because that one maybe is longer than the piece that you already did. I just chop a lot of that off. With my ruler, I just come here and chop that off. So here is the back. There's no rhyme or reason to it. So you see here, we'll go all the way around. I'm sorry, I have my phone plugged in because I fell asleep last night and didn't plug it in, and it was a little bit on the dead side. So let's see, can I put this over here? I think I really need to pull this all the way back. I'm going to pull the camera all the way back, which is way easier. Which is laying out backing vertical or horizontal. I honestly, it depends on the mood I'm in, of how it gets laid out. And yesterday, I didn't even lay anything out. I just took those pieces, opened them up and just started sewing. So, okay. So this is how I started. I opened up my pieces and I realized I had these two pieces, this piece here and this piece here. And they were relatively the same size. So I opened them up, ironed them up, and then I put in my 1/2 inch seam right in. That was it. Then I went in the bucket and I got another piece, right? Which is this other piece right here. This piece was longer than this piece. So all I did is I went ahead and put my seam in and I sewed to the end. And then I came over here on my board and I cut off the excess. So the excess, look, the excess is right here. This was the excess. Do you get it? So this was longer, but I just cut it right off. I cut it off so that I could have one single continuous piece there. So when I cut it off, that gave me these 3 pieces sewn. 1, 2, 3. And then I knew that I needed more on the side. So then I needed a skinny piece. So I went in and I found this. I started with this fabric and I just let it go. And then I found this other fabric. And then what I did was I put this fabric and this fabric together, put the seam in, ironed it. Then I came over and took, and I hope this is making sense, I took 1, 2, 3, that panel, I'm going to call it a panel, my first panel I sewed of fabric, I took that panel with this panel of fabric, right sides together, sewed that down, ironed the whole thing up, and then stuck it on my long arm. Now, I did not map this out at all. At all. What I did do, though, I will say, what I did do is I did go through the bucket and pull out the fabrics that all kind of made sense. If that makes any sense to you, that looks good together. So if you notice, all the backing was all creams and reds. You know, creams and reds. And that's what I did. And I just patchworked it. I put my label on. And now this quilt is going to be ready to be washed today and gifted because it definitely needs a washing. So that was one quilt. So I have 2 passive forward quilts that one I found out last week and then one I found out a day ago. So one of these quilts is going to a cancer patient, but unfortunately they're in isolation because they just had something done and they can't be near anyone at this moment. So I'm just going to deliver it to her family. So when they go down there, they can go ahead and give it to her. So this is a quilt top because then I started going through like, oh, what do I have? Instead of making something new, since I was already in the long arming zone, I was like, okay, I'm in the long arming zone. We need to get some tops out of here. So this was a top I did a very long time ago. This was a 3-yard quilt. I don't recall the name of it. I'll come closer. I want to say woven or something like that. And then this is the back. The back is not, oops. I just ironed these and got these ready, so we're gonna not get that all crazy. Okay. The back is one single piece. Here it is. And this is called lap backing. Can you see that here? So this is called lap backing. I get my lap backing from Carmen's Quilt Shop. She sells something called lap backing. and it is made for 3-yard quilts. And I'm not quite sure how she cuts it. She starts with a 108 and then she cuts it. I couldn't tell you. She sent me a lap backing when I did the unboxing for the 3-yard quilt. But when she had a sale, I went ahead and I purchased, I don't know, like 10 lap backings because they're really great. You know, they're ready. I just pull out the piece. I think, if I'm not mistaken, right, it's 36, it's maybe 2 yards down. You know what? Let me take one out and measure it. I'm going to measure it. Here's a lap backing. So it is a 108 piece. So if you have 108 pieces, you can pre-cut these, I guess, yourself, right? Let's see. So this is the 108 piece that goes selvage, right? So that is 1 yard. And this is, yes, it's 2 yards. So she took a 2-yard 108 piece, cut it at 2 yards, and then she went ahead, and you know how 108 is folded by 4, right? 4 layers. It's not only in half. So what she did is she went to the center of it and just cut, which makes this here, that's 36, that's 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51. So it's like 52 inches wide, 52 inches wide. And that's a lap back. That's what she calls it, lap backing. I find it very affordable because some of these lap backings were like $15. And then when she has those sales that she sends me, then you get that percentage off. And so some of these lap backings I got for a lot less than $10, or just at $10. Here we go. Which is laying out vertical or horizontal? It doesn't matter for laying out. Which is way easy? Oh, which is way easier? Which is way easier for laying out backing, vertical or horizontal? I don't find that there's a difference for me, because it's the matter of prepping it. I always like to use the selvage edges because that's like the straightest. So whether you have your selvage edge going this way or that way, for me, it's the same. The backing looks great with that quilt. Thank you. I like the backing. Did you get snow? Oh, Sharon, we got snow. We got hammered. And it's still snowing. I often find 60-inch flannel to use as backings for my throws. Oh, that's a good idea. 60-inch flannel. So again, so that is what a lap backing is, just so that you kind of have correspondence of what that is. So I took a lap backing. So we have that. So this is ready for its new home. And then there's another person in our community as well going through cancer treatment. And I bought lap backing when she had it on her website on sale. Look at that. I purposely bought this because it just has every color. And I do a lot of black with color, a lot of scrap quilting, right? I do a lot of that when I'm in Puerto Rico. And normally, because I don't have many choices there, either I have a black background or a white background, but I tend to always sway to the black background. So I did buy lap backings that were colorful with black as the background, and then I have this. So let me show you this. This is one that I made in Puerto Rico. Now, if you want to make this quilt, how I even got inspired by this scrap quilt is by Marie's Scrappy Creations. She's a channel. And she did this, a long, long time ago. This is one of her very, very much older videos. And I went ahead and I followed it. And I made it my own, right? Because she couldn't give out measurements or something like that. I don't remember. If I find the video, I'll try to link it today. But that's where this came from. And this was really easy to make. So what I did is I did it my way. I liked the way she had this laid out this way and this laid out that way. So what I did is I went ahead and sewed a whole bunch of strips. I did like this giant strip piece of all my strips, all different colors. So when I had my bag, I just went ahead and just sewed without even caring what the sizes were. And then I cut it this specific size, which I can't remember. And then over here, I did the same. Once I did that is I put this here. I sewed on the black, and then I just started sewing on strips, and then I just cut it down with a ruler. I just picked my size. I really just took her inspiration and just went with it. I don't want all my stuff that I just finished ironing and breast pressing. All right, so I did that yesterday. I hope that kind of got you guys to understand. Oh, here, I could put this up here. A little bit more about backing. It has been a question that's been asked. And I have the pile over there of all the quilts that we had been doing. Oh, hold on. I want to close this but not make all that noise and wake up the house. All right. So let me pull out. Here we go. We'll come here for a second. And we will pull out some other things I have. I am thinking about working on some of that other stuff. Well, maybe I should. I don't know. I'm going to get myself sidetracked. All right. So here we have this right now. Okay. I have this right here. And I don't think I have a backing for this at all. I just have this. So my thoughts right now are, this is also a 3-yard quilt, but I use fat quarters to make this. Okay, I use fat quarters to make this. So my thoughts are that maybe I should go see if I have more of these fat quarters. And maybe we'll do one. We'll do one together right now. How about that? We'll do one together right now. I'll pull that, and I'm going to pull this off. Now, I wanted to cut this up today. Let's go. All right, so here we go. We're going to have this. Good morning, ladies. Good morning, E. Good morning, Catherine. All right, so this was in my Easter bucket, that fabric. So let's see what I have. Oh, my tea. My tea today is mango passion fruit. So yummy. All right, so here we are. Let's make a backing for that. So here is my bucket. How many fat quarters to make a 3-yard quilt? So there's 4 fat quarters in a yard, so 12. So good morning, Joan. So I'm gonna now, this is my bucket of spring Easter-ish fabric. So these are my scraps or crumbs. And the funny thing is, look, when I pull these out, here's all my scraps and crumbs from this blanket. Oh no, here it is, see? See, I have all the scraps and crumbs when I made this. So I have that. We're not gonna sew those. You could sew those into your backing. You can make a strip and then do that. So I'm gonna go ahead and look at what I have for this series. So I have, here's this, another little piece. It's a little piece. All right. So I think this is what's left of that fat quarter bundle. Let me look at what else I have here. Here's another piece. My daughter did this box. She helped me one day. You know what? I may need this. Yeah, I may actually need this piece for my ginger quilter box. Okay. And here's more. I'm just going to take all the fabric from that fabric line. I'm just going to take it all because I may need it. Oh, here's more. Here is more. And that is it. Now I'm going to come in here, and you can map this out. We're going to do this. Of course, I would prefer to iron everything a little bit, but that's okay. I'm going to do this impromptu like. Here we go. So I know that this quilt is here. I want to make sure that I have fabric that would go here all the way down to here. I'm just eyeballing. I just put pins up there to kind of give me a reference of how big I need this. I needed breakfast before I go to live this morning. I know, I told everybody you're going live in like a half hour here. So here we are. So I have my scraps and I'm looking at what I've got going on there. I mean, I hate to use these Easter eggs just because there's no Easter eggs on there. So for me, that's just a silly thing to put in there. But I do have some of this. And some may be fat quarter size, some may not. So here we go. I am going to go ahead and make sure I put enough on the sides. Because my long arm needs more on the sides. Yeah, I need to extend this out just a little bit. Okay. This can go in there. It's like a basket. This basket print is in there. Now this is super cute. These are like little teddies and stuff like that. I may just put these aside unless I absolutely need it. But I am pulling out all my Eastery. Oh, I really don't have much of this fabric, do I? I thought I had more of this fabric than I thought. All right, well, here's a fat quarter. Nope, that's not a fat quarter. But we can make do. What's this? That's not a fat quarter either. All right, well, we're going to use these other ones. Take this. That's not a full one. See, sometimes you open these up and then you find out I'm going to break that up because, I mean, it's too much blue in the one spot. I'm just kind of putting these up to kind of show you what you could do. So you see, this is actually bigger than what I need. So what I'm going to do is probably put this over here, right? I'm giving you an idea. And this one over here. Which means there's a piece here that I need to fill. This is when you could take a piece that's not a full fat quarter. Let me see, will that fit in there? No. But you can. You can start thinking about piecing in something. Let's see, what is this? So maybe I would put something in like that and then come in, and I have this other piece. And maybe what I would do is sew these two pieces together and then make a panel and then sew this to that. Then I would come in here and I keep working on this. And I probably can keep working on making this one long panel piece, right? So this one here is a full fat quarter. This one here is not a full fat quarter. This one here, again, I could look at that. I could make this big, I mean this bigger, I have more. See, it would fit in there. Then this can go in there. Again, you could make this a lot easier on yourself if you have full fat quarters, but don't have full fat quarters right now. And this one isn't a full one. Here's another full one. And so I would maybe put this one here. And now we're just going to pretend I have, oh, here I have this and this. This is another full one, I think. This is another full fat quarter. It isn't a full fat quarter. So I could possibly use this again, going in the center here. Bigger, of course. And then I have this one here. This one is not a full fat quarter either. So I still would need more on the length because the length has to go all the way down. So I would use this again down here. So it's just like a big giant puzzle. Again, you would move fabric around. I'm not saying this is how I would do the back. You would move fabric around. Here we go. We have another fat quarter here, right? That I could put right there. And then I would need 2 more fat quarters. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right? Yeah. Okay, so 3, 6, 9, 12. So you would need 12 fat quarters on the back here to do what you would need for your backing if you had 12 full fat quarters. Being that I don't have 12 full fat quarters and I have only 2, 4, 6, I'm going to do something here, this in the middle, and then something going on the bottom. Now, I'm not going to sew this up because I don't have enough, and I've got to find, like, I would be able to, like, let's say if I was to use all this fabric, I would want to find other things that matched in there that would look okay. So like something like this, you know, here is something like this. Maybe we could throw that in, you know. And what is this? This is a 1/2 yard. So I would be able possibly to throw in this, you know, maybe I do this 1/2 yard here to kind of offset it. So I'd have these 2 fat quarters there, that center panel. Then I went ahead and put this here with a piece here. I mean, it's limitless of how you can do your backing. You are just basically Jenga. Is it Jenga? No, Tetris. You're basically Tetrising your backing. That's what you're doing. Of course, I'm not going to, oh, here, see, I found more of this fabric. Look. There, oh, here's another, oh, here's 2 fat quarters from this line. Right, maybe I will. Here's 2 fat quarters. So here I have this. So to break up some of this blue, I may stick this one here. And then put my blue one down at the bottom. Okay, I have another piece here. And maybe I put this one on this side. And there you go. So now I sew up all this stuff and I've got a big enough backing now for this. Now, I'm not using this backing. Yes, it's basically that Tetris. Now, I'm not using all this fat quarters because I'm looking at it now. And I love this fabric line. And I want to use it for a baby quilt, for a future baby quilt. So, you know, I'm just trying to just show you ideas of what you can use. You know, this was a big fat quarter bundle. So out of that big fat quarter bundle, I could have made the quilt top and used all the leftover fat quarter, right? And used it for the back. But this is too stinking cute to use for the back. I want to make a baby quilt with this. I've got so many babies are happening. I've just been nonstop baby quilting it. So, so that's basically it. You're just taking fabric, whatever you have. I'm hearing a lot of people are on budgets, which I am. I totally get it. And you're trying to use what you have in your house. So just think of playing the game Tetris when you do that. And this fabric line is super cute. I got this fabric line from Lynn last year. Let's see, where is it? I just saw it in here. I think here it is. Hippity hoppity. That's what this goes to. This goes to this line, but my daughter kind of put it all together. So that's why I wouldn't be using that. That'll be some kind of spring sewing. So if you have a fat quarter bundle that has 24 fat quarters in it, you have enough to do a 3-yard quilt top and a backing for your quilt. Hi, Melissa. Mine are always working. Things sometimes turn into the next. Yes, sometimes I have had that. I have made a backing. That has happened to me. I have, and more than once that has happened to me. I have made a backing for a quilt, and then I look at it, and I'm like, oh, this is so cute, but I'm going to use it as a backing. And then comes in my honey, goes, oh, I like your new quilt you made. I go, no, that's for the back. He goes, oh, no, that's great. You should use that for a front. Use something else for the backing. It's so funny. You know, that has happened. Breakfast is almost ready. Snow is moving back in for the day. Let my sew in begin. Yes. Well, I'm going to video. I say I'm going to video, but then I never do it. But I've got to finish that 5-yard quilt I'm working on. I just can't do it on the live this last half. I'm sorry. But what I am going to do is I'm going to video myself making it and then just upload it, and you can sit there and watch it. Because I need to be able to have the power of just shutting off the camera if need be. Hubbies can be dangerous. Yes, they are. I like when he comes in and I have my border on their fabric, and then I'm like all good with it. And he's like, yeah, I don't like that on there. And then he makes me second guess myself. And yes, I'm taking the time to put this away properly, because lately what I've been doing is just throwing stuff in and just saying, okay, I'll deal with it later. and then it becomes a really giant mess in here. So I will be going over to Deb's channel later on, hopefully, if nobody wakes up, because my son does, he's supposed to get up at 7, and I do need to, he's going to go and plow people's driveways, and I also have to get breakfast done for him, but maybe I'll bring the phone with me. So here we are. So that was my Easter fabric. This is one of, I don't know what, well, it'll be a surprise to see what I come up with on the back of this, because I really don't want to use the coordinating ones I have. And I don't think Easter eggs is going to look good on this. I mean, because this could be a baby quilt, a big one, but it could. He is a sweetheart. He really is. Sometimes I don't want to hear that you don't like that border that I was putting on there. Because sometimes I'm just trying to make do. All right, so let's go for cutting this ginger quilter. Let's get that going. Look, I just found this, which is part of that line that was in the ginger quilter box. Morning, Sheila. So here we are, and these are the fat quarters. I have them everywhere. So I'm going to take these, and I'm going to stack them. I'm going to live wildly. Now, the only thing is, I want to make sure when I cut this, the pattern is bows and bricks. And the way it's going to lay on the quilt is this way. So I don't want my bricks. So some of this is directional, and you kind of have to be intentional when you cut it. So I'm just looking through all my stuff to see if anything is like this, where you have to intentionally cut it. Nope. Okay, so we're just going to leave this for later. These are all tossed, so it doesn't really, well, this one kind of should lay, those two I can put together. But these are tossed, these other ones. So because they're tossed, I'm actually going to just layer them right on here. And I'm going to find, I'm going to say up here, this side, I'm going to line it up. And I have, oh, that's weird. Some of these are shorter than others. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Well, I think I'm going to have to do it by selvage. Because some of these fabrics at the end, let's go by selvage. So that's good, because selvage is the most, it's supposed to be the straightest part. And this one is still very short. We'll put that aside. Here we are. We'll take this. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at this solid. Oh, it's beautiful. 4, 5. Now, this here, right, is a little thinner, very silky finish. I know more when I get out of bed. And so it's a little thinner and silkier, and it is slippery. Someone had asked me about sewing with it. It's a little bit more slipperier than others. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's AGF. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna go for the whole pile, I think. You know what, I'm gonna just take this one off so I could use that as, oh no, I could use that one, that's right. Put that there. And again, I am going to line it up by the selvage edge here. Let's see, is it getting too thick now? Maybe getting a little thicker. Let's see, let's see how we do. AGF is Art Gallery Fabrics. When I say AGF, it's Art Gallery. So Art Gallery Fabrics is silky, soft, thinner. Was just about to ask, what is AGF? Yes, Art Gallery. So I like these selvages. Art Gallery has the cutest selvages. So I'm actually going to come in here and come through. And if you notice, I have my ruler on here and I have it firmly down to keep everything in place. But I'm going to come through and make sure. Art Gallery has a really thick selvage, and some of them are thicker and thinner. So I just want to go ahead and make sure I have clearance of all of them, and I do. Okay, so we have that. And now what we need to do is so the instructions, the pattern that was given to us to go with our box is actually for half yard cuts, and she gave us 10 fat quarters. So now I've got to actually do this a little different because I have to look at the measurement and look at what way would be best to cut this. So we know that this measures here 18, and here some pieces measure, like this one's 20. I only have 20 usable. So what I'm going to do, being the size, I'm looking at the size, what I need, I'm going to actually cut my strips this way. Being that this is a toss fabric, it doesn't matter. But if I was using that fabric, it would matter, and I would have to cut it differently. So let's cut it here. I'm going to actually come, so this one is a little wonky. I'm going to take this one off because this one is cut a little, I don't know, smaller. We're going to come in here. I'm going to start from this end, and I know to maximize my fabric, if I cut it this way, I would have a little bit. If I cut it this way, I would have a big chunk of scrap. So I'm going to come in here and again, firmly press, let me see, firmly press my hand down on here. And I'm going to just kind of fan through these and make sure I have all the ends. And I do. And I have them all good. And I just kind of fan through real quick. Good. So I take this, put that in my doggy bed stuff. And now I'm going to make the cuts I need to do, which I can't give you because it's not my pattern. This pattern comes from stitchingtree.com. Oh, this is in Iowa. This is in Woodbine, Iowa. So here we go. I'm going to make my cut. And it's saying to me, how many should I get? Again, so 4, so 20. I think it's telling me I need 20 of this specific size. I'm not giving you anything because it says 5 per strip, and they're talking with a fabric, and I have I have the fat quarters, so we'll see what we get. Well, I know we should be getting, if we're getting 5 per strip and there's 20, half of 20 is 10. I'd get 2, 4, let's see if I can get it, 2, 4, 6. I think I'm only going to get 8. Let's see. I did throw in a fat quarter extra from my stash. I may be fine. Let's see. Yeah, because this piece would not be my end, but this has all my selvages and stuff, so I'm just going to hold that and put this aside. All right, now I have these pieces here, and I'm going to carefully, you know what, I'm going to carefully just bring them this way, and I'm going to cut from here. And this way I'm not shifting fabric so much. So I'm going to come in here, and I'm just going to line them all up back to their way they were. And I'm going to come in here and trim. Now I'm looking at what I have here. I have about 18 inches that I can use. And so I have plenty to make sure that I cut this right. And then I just come in here and cut. And then I'm going to see how much the whole total amount that I need of bricks. I think I just cut the whole quilt here almost. So I have these pieces, which we could save for the little ones to play with. So in this pile that I just cut, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I have 8, 16, 24, and I'm just going to add one as 25. So I know I have these in bundles of 25. And then 8, 16, 24. So that's another bundle. Let me see what I need total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's 60. So I think I need 90. Yes, I need 90 bricks. So I have 50 there. And this was 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, and 10. So that's bundle of 10. And I'm going to put these aside because I only have 50 there. Now I do still have these two that were sent. And was there another one that was sent? This was also sent. This is a half-yard piece. So she did send us this half-yard piece as well. So I'm guessing that's where we're getting the rest of this number we need. Because I thought it was for the borders, but now that I'm looking at it here, this doesn't have any borders. And actually, I thought it was for binding, but hey, we may need it, so we're going to go with it. I'm cutting what she sent. Oh, so this is the bricks. Okay, so I'm cutting them this way. So if I'm see what I'm saying? This has to be cut this way because this is directional. So if I cut it this way, these flowers are going to be cockeyed. So let me put this up at the top so I can show you. So when you're working with a directional and in something like this that's bricks, like this, I guess I could have cut that because that's going to now come here. But that's okay. Butterflies go sideways. It's good. It's fine. I didn't notice that. But that kind of tells you what I'm talking about. You have to think about the placement of the fabric. So we're going to come here and we are going to, I want my bricks to go this way. So there's going to be some waste, and that's okay. And then we'll put this here like that. So you're actually going to get less bricks because of the directional. Maybe not. All right. And now I'm going to just put these right on top of each other. And so now I have a piece like this of scraps. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, and 10. It's a bundle of 10. 8, 9, and 10. That's a bundle of 10. Okay, so I have, here is 50, 60, 70, 80. These are 80. We need 90 bricks. So we have this here. So we're going to go ahead with this. I know it's not ironed. Oh wait, you know what? No, I'm going to use this. So this is a fat quarter I pulled out. So I need 10. I don't know if I'm going to get 10 out of here, but this is a fat quarter that was part of something else I had, and it's from the same line. So you know what? I forgot I had that. I'm going to pull this, and we're going to cut this. We are going to cut this right now. I'm just trying to figure out how to cut it. I got 8 before. Let's see if I get 8 now. Again, this is art gallery fabric. I don't have a lot of art gallery fabric. So I was like, yep, let me go ahead and use this. Let me see, do I have this as a brick? I do not have this as a brick. So I'm only getting 6 out of this. This one's just off just a little bit. Even if I kept that side, it still would have been off. And unfortunately, I had to cut this little thing up. It's okay. I'm going to come in here. So I need 10 more, and then I would have all my bricks. So I only need 4 more bricks. 4 more bricks. So I really kind of don't want to use this half yard because even though this does not have a border, I wanted to put a skinny border all the way around it because I don't want to have all those exposed seams when I long on. And this is an 18-inch piece. See, so I could have, so this would be 2, 4, 6. Yeah, I'm going to keep this. I'm going to find another piece, some other kind of peach that would go with this, because I only need 4 more bricks, because I do want to keep this and put a skinny border around it. So that's where I'm at with this quilt. just to let you know. And again, this pattern is called Bricks and Bow, and the pattern was provided by the Ginger Quilter, but she got it from Stitchin' Tree, which is in Woodbine, Iowa. Everyone have a wonderful day. Oh, I've missed everyone's chat, because everybody's up in my house already, because everybody needs to go ahead and oh, I've missed a lot. So hello, let me go back. So hello, Catherine and Kathleen. Yep. Okay, so I'm caught up. We're going to go over and support Deb on her channel. She's going to go on here in probably 4 minutes. I hope everyone has a wonderful day. Take care of yourself. Pass it forward. Find some projects that need to be quilted. Make some fun backings. Be creative. Go Jenga style on all your fabric and everything. And hi, good morning, Sharon. Take care. Bye.